Hi garden lovers! Welcome to another turn over the fence with me, Donna Avalone. Today we depart the drier tropics of Mike and Megan's sunnier front yard and set sail for the more rainforest feeling tropics of their backyard. Their garden is in West Linn, Oregon, thousands of miles from the actual tropics. Please enjoy the incredible tropical-esque garden that they have managed to create despite this minor complication. Come with me as we go over the fence.
We buy garden art for our anniversaries. So what you see mostly in the art realm that's here has all been for some sort of anniversary. So this was 9 for the school.
And how many years have you been married now?
14?
15.
15.
This
Okay.
August.
I was like, wait a minute.
15,
I was like
14 technically, 15
So
this
it's like
August,
it's like a scavenger hunt.
It kind of
all right, we
is.
gotta find all 15 pieces.
Yeah, but if we may
well,
not
it didn't start
remember.
at the very. I think it probably started year 5
Yeah,
or
probably.
so, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And is the
And
gate
actually,
one?
the
Gate
gate
is
is
one.
the first one.
Yeah.
That is the first year anniversary. That's where the tradition started.
This is so beautiful. Did you have that like made?
No.
That was
You
at an
found it?
art gallery in Cannon Beach, and we just happened to be there, and we saw it, and we fell in love with it. We knew we needed
Aw.
a gate over here,
Yeah.
and bought it. Probably couldn't afford it.
Strapped
at the
it on top
time.
of a
Yeah.
Subaru. Didn't know
Literally
how we were going to
strapped
bring it
on
home.
Top of a Subaru coming back from Cannon Beach.
People are like, what is that? on here?"
Yeah, we had no clue. Our little kids were like, what are you doing? We didn't know.
And what a great choice to put this next to it. Or I don't know which came first. It
That
looks
came
like
first.
that
Came
came first.
first.
Mike's now trying to figure out, because that's as far as our ladder goes. So we're trying to figure out how we get the
Yeah.
next one to do
Wow.
something.
Every twist though is 1 year, so
Oh,
you can count the
wow.
years going up as how long
my
it's been.
God.
to figure out the next step.
Yeah, I could get probably one more.
Do you
but
think you were
yeah,
you
but
were
I
like
don't-
not certain
yeah.
last time?
I
Well.
don't think so.
You gotta get on the roof, obviously.
To get an arborist here with a bigger, maybe the bucket truck or
Yeah,
something to help
yeah.
us
Could you
out.
climb the actual?
You might be
cedar?
able to. You might.
Maybe a younger me, but not this version of me.
And then back here, it'd be fun to show you photos. I don't know if you saw them, but the only thing that is the cedar and then the dogwood in the back, everything else has been brought in over the time that we've been here. The deck was all exposed aggregate. There was not the 3 tiers, and there was a retaining wall where essentially where the stacked stones are. We did have that terrace, but there was 2 pear trees, some grass, and that was it.
Was it a long journey to take out the pear trees?
Oh, that was quick right away.
Really?
So we moved in, there was fruiting pear everywhere. I mean, everywhere. We kept the grass for a long time and brought Mike's kind of collection of like 1 to 2 gallon plants and started planting those in. And then started, getting donations from Little Prince of Oregon to start adding to our collection. But where the upper patio was lawn. If you knew how the bones were originally when we inherited it, it's still kind of there, but it's just changed so much.
But it was a terrace, and then you turned it into a really great elevation change. You were planning that for kind of vantage points too, right?
Our landscape design came into of just knowing that you wanted rooms. And so no matter where we sat, even though there's just 4 of us in our house, we wanted to be able to have vistas and views to be able to sit and isolate kind of so you have a different experience no matter where you're at. Didn't necessarily start out that way. It just kind of evolved in that as opportunities came.
And I
Very
think
cool.
I've just really noted, like, nature isn't flat, right? Nature, almost no nature is flat, and so I'm always wanting to berm stuff up. So I'm always wanting to bring soil in. And so I'd always say, oh, looks like an opportunity for a berm here. For the longest time, Megan would just roll her eyes. She's like, oh God, another berm, here we go. But I will say I have made her a believer in berm.
Totally in berms now. I think it was just the amount of soil that we brought in. Our neighbors would drive by and they're like, so where are you putting that soil? Where's that mulch going?
Unit after unit after unit of stuff.
So
that-
not on top of logs or
Nope.
rocks, just straight soil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this soil here is some of the worst, nastiest clay that you will ever
Oh,
come
really?
across. Just awful, awful soil. And so being a horticulturist, knowing the fundamentals that like success starts with the soil. And it starts with that's going to determine what you can and can't grow. How well you're going to be able to do it. And so instead of trying to fight the clay, we just built it. And it gave us that nice soil base to to plant into, but then it also gives you that elevation gain and that change.
Yeah.
Um,
It really adds so much character to the garden.
yeah, but as Megan said, it was like pile after pile after pile was on our driveway. And I, you know, sometimes they just look at it, they dump this huge, massive pile. And you're just like,
Come home
because
on
you know you got to move it, right? And you got to
Yeah.
wheelbarrow it from the
Thursday
front
night,
all the way
know where
to
your
the back,
weekend.
so.
Yeah.
It's a great workout, though, honestly.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it
I
is.
love
It
wheelbarrowing.
is, yeah.
That's why
Shoveling.
gardeners live the longest.
Yeah, exactly. It's good for the mind and the soul.
This is really cool, and I love how you put the echinacea underneath. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so we did this for the Hardy Plant Society.
Night before.
tour, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, well, we haven't probably taken on enough to get ready for this tour, so let's add one more thing on there. But it used to be kind of an old wiry kind of trellis that nothing ever really grew onto. So
That'll
and
be
the
beautiful.
fish used to be on that too, but it didn't quite make sense really for where it was, and so yeah, I just tried this, and I don't know, I just made it out of cedar.
Well, I think the fish are really happy swimming through the clematis.
They're much happier over there.
Yeah. So much just vertical interest here.
If you look up underneath the tetrapan, it's
Is this one that you planted and it's kind of coming up in 3 different areas?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think
I
we
think-
planted one or
I think
two.
this is the original one right here, and then, you know, if you know anything about tetrapanics, is that you'll become a love-hate relationship with it because they go everywhere.
But they're so easy to pull.
But they
It's the
are
only
very
reason
easy
why
to
we
pull.
tolerated it.
Right. You just look at it and you're like, I don't know, do you want that there? And if it's no, then you yank it out. And if the answer is yeah, like that one right over there is a runner. So we're like, okay, yeah, we'll let that one go. So.
And you think it would, you know, fall down if you didn't brace it? You're a little worried about it?
We're worried because it's starting to crack with the bark. The weight is so extended.
Oh,
It's
okay.
old, and so especially we put that up during the winter time, knowing that an ice storm might take it down. And they're really heavy because we cut one down.
It was so heavy.
Oh, man. So it's just dense, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
It's just like the banana. It's filled with water. You try to take a banana stalk down, and it's not
man.
easy.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna have some
Kind of
damage if you're not careful.
This was the first part of the yard we developed. Was
Okay.
The shade garden back here.
Mike likes green strappy plants and
And
ferns.
shade. Shade, ferns. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite green strappy plants?
I don't know that. But I do say there are some of my favorite ferns back
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
Let's see them.
Actually, this is one of my favorite Arisaemas. I'm a little bit of an Arisaema
Yes.
nut.
Nice.
I've never met a Irrigation I haven't liked. So I go to the plant sales like this year. I'm not buying any. Of course, I come home with more of them. So what I do too is that in the fall I'll dig up a bunch of the bulbs and go play Johnny Appleseed, and I'll just go around the garden and just start plucking them in all over the place like a squirrel or something, burying nuts. And then Megan in the spring, she's like, "Yep, there's another one. Here comes another one."
It's like a mystery.
Yeah. And there's so many different varieties that they
it's
come up anywhere from March all the way through June, so it really gives like this continual show.
And they probably hybridize a little bit
They
too
do, I
and
think,
make your own,
especially
made
in
their
our
own.
yard, yeah, because I've asked some people who really know about Arisaemas, some of them, and they're like, well, it looks like this, but that's not quite right. So yeah, I think a lot of them have.
Very cool.
hybridized back
They're the
here.
stinky ones, right?
Not these, no, that's
Okay.
a Morphalis.
It's over there.
Okay,
Morphalis. Yeah, that one right there.
This is the
Yeah.
stinky
That's
one.
the stinky
Yes.
one there.
And do you smell it?
Yeah, when it bloomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year, I think Megan made me dig one of them out in the backyard.
It was so bad.
It was like a dead
It was so
animal back there
bad.
for a solid week.
And it still was like the pride and joy of having it, but it was still at the same time like, oh my gosh, we cannot go in our backyard. So they still pop up.
But that is in the Arisaema family. Okay.
It's an aeroid, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it gets to flower, it will be stinky.
They
And if
do-
ever we
it
have a
does
stink
smell.
back here, I'm like, is one back here? Like, where is it? And Mike's like, there might be one.
Because they do kind of wander. Some of them I'm surprised that one that I've had all the way back here has ended up in the front yard. So they do wander quite a bit, and they can become a little weak.
If you see any of those other favorite plants that you were going to talk
right.
about.
Well, it
there's-
started with lead plant, which was kind of the funny
Yeah,
thing too.
I
Like, you're
love-
like,
I
was
love
so tried and true.
Aspergillus. I think it's just a super underutilized plant in Oregon. It's very, very hardy, and You know, you can see it back in the
Deep shade.
back there.
Oh,
I mean, you
wow.
probably couldn't even read a book back in that light that's
Yeah.
back there, and it thrives back there. And
Oh,
it
amazing.
can take neglect and not much water.
Cool. Does it
Just-
flower or anything?
It does flower, but it's just the
Don't really
teeny
get
little
it.
flowers.
Okay,
It's
you're more
at the
growing it
base.
for its
yeah, you just
green
grow it
strappy.
for the full. Yeah, the green strappy.
See? Green strappy.
It is green strappy, yes.
And I love this bamboo. Is that
Yeah, it's bamboo, and I don't know the name. I could probably
clumping-
figure
okay.
out
It's
the
clumping
name of
bamboo.
it, but
it's
it
not
is-
taking over?
No, it's a clumping bamboo, and it actually really prefers the shade. So it has,
Cool.
it works out perfect for this spot right here. It's a nice one. It stays relatively put where it is. Hasn't really spread much.
It's been in there maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, think of the size.
And you can see it with all the begonia
Oh.
grandis right here.
Oh,
when
wow.
it's getting pretty close. That sun is getting pretty close, and it will
Okay.
shine through.
See all the
And
way.
it'll just illuminate the back of all of the. Pyrosea is probably another obsession in the realm of Arisaemas for me. Yeah, that's Pyrosea lingua.
The spreading
Growing.
one. So is that an epiphyte just growing on
It
the
is
log
an
like
epiphyte,
that?
yeah. It is an epiphyte. It will
Beautiful.
grow in the ground too, though.
I
This is
love
Mike's
it.
little stumpery.
It's
He would
so
love to have a large
cool.
stumpery, so it's little mini
Oh my
stumpery.
God.
Mini stumpery.
That's
that's
so
going
cool.
on.
You got a
Mike.
couple going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this another anniversary?
That would be a huge
Yeah.
water garden clearance
Yeah,
rack.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's what that one is. The one right behind
Okay,
you,
I
though,
know
that
this one for
is-
sure
there's
is.
one, though. That's
Yeah.
another anniversary. right
Beautiful.
Well, and speaking of a little random space, this used to be an area that every now and then we'll put chairs back there, and then when it's really hot, we look back this direction and look at the begonias, and so it's just another little
Oh,
space that sort of,
wow.
we don't use it as much now,
Yeah.
but the kids loved it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Growing up, like
Yep.
this was probably the most magical wonderland to grow up in.
Without a swing set.
there.
You guys get
You can
500 different
Yeah,
plants to look at. No swing
exactly.
set. And here we are at the crossroads.
Yes.
Yeah. It used to be just lots of paths that didn't go anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were pathways that we knew we were going to do, and then Megan had a great idea just one day. She saw it, and it was to put this patio in right up here in the middle. It was this kind of a small chunk of grass that wasn't really doing anything anymore. Wasn't doing well either because I'm not a turfy. Not a fan of grass.
like
I'll
that
just be
saying.
I'm
honest.
supposed to be because it's in my degree, but I didn't care
Yes.
enough about it. So, well, and the main point of it too, when we would get home, the deck along the house is full sun, blazing sun, and so this was an area that was shaded in the afternoon when we got home. So it was just another, again, we weren't utilizing that, so we can come up here while it's completely shady and enjoy it from there. So
Perfect.
I came for another reason.
Was the shed there already?
No, Mike built that all himself.
The patio here kind of was a way that we were able to tie all the pathways together, right? We had
Okay.
the pathway there,
Yeah.
didn't really go anywhere. This pathway didn't really go anywhere. That one just came up here, but just stopped. And
Yeah.
then there we made the pathway in the middle there that goes down for the shortcut to the house.
I feel like your way of designing gardens aligns with my way of designing gardens, which is like, let's just have faith and it'll all make sense
Right.
eventually. And like, it makes, it's so perfect.
Well, and some of the utilitarian part of it is like we have a wood fireplace, and so our wood pile's there. So we couldn't have stairs leading from one. It had to be wheelbarrow safe to get from one spot to the other. If we never need to drag hoses or drag artwork, there couldn't. So that's part of where it came down to the pathway type was because we needed to be able to be mobile through it.
Yeah,
Wheelbarrows,
absolutely.
all the wheelbarrows.
And we really did come up pretty high. So what do you think? Like 10 feet?
Probably from the side gate, maybe.
Yeah, close, maybe not quite.
Well
that
done.
high.
That's a mountain.
Coniogrammy, that's another one of my favorite ferns
This
right
one.
there. Yeah,
That is, so that's a hardy fern.
it is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why don't you see that more often? That
I,
yellow.
It's not super common, and it sometimes is late to emerge.
Mm.
Usually
And
late.
this
Just looking at that
last
one.
2 years, it's just kind of taken off. I've never seen it quite that big before, but
You have a lot of really cool saxifrages.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
I love them.
I love that.
We have a lot. I think they're so beautiful with their flowers and just the different texture and foliage. You would never know they were related. The ones that are like, there's just a different one that has much more glaucus and pubescence on it. Yeah, we have quite a few. There's
quite a few of them in the yard everywhere.
Well, we both kind of like, I have the podophyllums that I love and the Saxifrages, and then we finally started using things like even epimediums back in the day as our continuum throughout the garden.
Okay.
You know, so that you would come into and not necessarily know, but there would be some consistency that as you walked through. Same thing with the Mahonia soft crust was a plant that we used quite a bit of and when we first started.
Yeah, okay.
The
That's
beesia.
a really good trick of the trade. Is
Yeah,
to just
just
have
a little
something that
bit.
unites it.
Well, especially when there's so much that we're cramming into it.
Yeah.
This is such a cool plant.
That's an Arisaemas too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Riggins. Just like 2 years ago, that one just kind of exploded too. So a lot of these plants have started to gain some maturity in
Okay.
the garden. So you're starting to see kind of their more established sizing that they get to.
And these two are so beautiful.
The Schefflera.
Yes,
too.
that's
There's
another one you love.
Do you know
And
the
that one's Develii.
Develii? Okay. And it's
Very hardy.
back to
hardy.
bloom.
Yeah,
Oh, and
that's
it's
the
really
blooming, and it's
fragrant.
Really
Yeah,
Really?
really fragrant.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a very inconspicuous looking flower.
And I know a lot of pollinators are big fans of Scheffleras.
Yeah.
Is it the
Yeah,
same
it
way?
totally,
With
yes.
bees.
They're
Really?
just covered. And when you come back, you're like, what's that smell? And we could never think that it was that flower because it's not necessarily overly showy.
Sometimes love is a river running strong, moving like a wave through a rocky riverbed. Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark, spinning, laughing, twirling through the back door of your heart.
And then you have the dwarf mondograss kind of throughout as well.
Yep, another
Yeah.
connector plant.
Yeah,
Gives us
and
that
then-
tropical feel next to the
Yeah, it's
bamboo.
perfect.
It's another favorite of mine, this Blechnum. I could give you the name of it, but I could never pronounce it. Blechnum Nouveau Zelanda or something like that. So you can put that one in the subtitle.
Yeah, perfect.
But that one in the spring gets this super nice, just rosy, reddish, orange new growth to it. The whole thing just lights up and just glows right there.
Some really cool feature from the banana right now is the banana fruit. What kind of banana is it?
It's a Musa Basu.
Okay.
Hardy banana. So
Right.
the
So
bananas
not
aren't
edible at
edible,
all.
no.
But
And they don't get very big either. But
Yeah.
when they are flowering, the bees just love that.
they're like little lanterns hanging down.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Those are the earliest we've had to bloom, and those are the oldest stalks that we believe we have. So
Okay.
a little sad that they're going, but it's kind of neat to be able to see them all summer long. We normally don't see them until late August.
Oh.
Because the trunk will die now. When that trunk flowers, it will
It'll
die.
be gone.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of a bittersweet thing when it
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely is.
Yeah, because it's
Aw.
like that's a massive part of it. But
Yeah.
you know, fortunately, enough just keep coming up.
If you cut the flower off, would it? No.
I tried that.
Oh.
I tried that dream. I was like, pretty sure that's not going to work, but I'm going to try it just in case.
Well, and one thing too, if you look up, we take some of the leaves off at the end of the season, and they're over 9 feet long. So
Oh
actually,
my
like lay
gosh.
them down. I mean, I think over
Yeah,
9
when you
feet.
stand
There's like
it.
crazy.
Yeah, we have some
moly.
pictures of just holding the leaf and it just
Like
towers.
towers.
over
So you guys, you don't use plates, right? You just use
Yeah.
banana leaves.
Well, actually, I will say the covering over the banana flower there, that actually is, it will hold water. So you technically could use
cool.
that for soup, maybe. Maybe for a water cup or something.
little bowls of soup.
yeah.
There's the bog garden with all the
Yeah.
Sarracenias and Dionias in there and some hardy Droseras. And I think
Cool.
we just used to have like 7 or 8 bowls of carnivorous just all over the place in here, and I was like, I'm sick of
I'm digging a hole.
Yeah, I'm digging a hole, so I dug a hole.
There's such a cool
But-
color and the chartreuse
Yeah.
and like the red veining. That's so cool.
Yeah, I really would like to get some more of the darker, redder varieties to mix in there.
Those over winter, we just leave them there. So they're not dug out. They're not really protected. Used to put leaves on them and wrap the pots, but
Yeah.
don't do that
You
anymore.
can do that. They're
They're like, just they
solid,
do their
hardy.
thing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Behind you, that's another one of my
Collections.
collections or obsessions. You know, depends on who you want to say. But carnivorous plants. So Darlingtonia californica, native Oregon carnivorous plant.
Very cool. And then do you have to like keep it kind of boggy in there?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's the whole yard is on irrigation.
Okay.
There's 15 zone irrigation system here. I learned early that I was either going to be spending an entire life out here with the hose, or I was going to put something in. So
Yeah, right.
everything is on an irrigation clock. The containers,
Yeah.
everything. So we left for Las Vegas for a week. Nobody had to check on the yard or anything. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
great.
they do. It has a little irrigation head inside of it. It goes off every day.
And it's planted in a container too.
And it is in a container.
Oh,
yeah. So
neat.
you can't put carnivorous plants into our native soil.
Well done hiding the. Okay, there it is. Yeah. It blends right
And then
in.
you just have a little hole in the bottom of it so it does drain. But yeah,
And so it's a fly graveyard, right?
they pretty well, you think.
You will.
Rest in
though. You'll-
peace.
When you cut one off, you see quite a bit in there. Yeah.
there's
Really?
solid-
When we deadhead
yeah,
them, we
there's a
take the
solid
dead
amount.
ones off after the winter.
Oh, gosh.
Paper wasps seem to like them a lot too, but they seem to escape. But that's what we're seeing over the other planting quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You'll hear some unfortunate
You're like, oh,
luck
no.
of some insects that have fallen into it that are stuck in there just buzzing around.
Like, oh no, somebody's dying in there.
Yeah.
This is a really cool plant too. I don't want to not talk about. I mean, this one is too. I don't want to leave you out, but this is super cool.
Yeah, that one's Anagasanthus. That one's called Masquerade. Blue flowering one. There's a purple flowering form of it. It's from a company, Ram Botanicals, out of Australia.
We have had some over winter, but they never reflowered.
Oh.
So, I mean,
And it's the water. They're like a dryland Australian type of plant. So
And then I did want to ask about your colocasia.
yeah, that's Blue Hawaii right here. That's one of our favorite ones.
So
you just look
awesome.
at the veining on that.
well, and if you look at it from the backlight, you can see the extra part of the veining even more clearer.
Oh my
It's so
gosh.
gorgeous.
Yeah. So this is one that you store in the greenhouse in the winter. And then does it just get bigger and bigger every year? And you.
Yeah, I mean,
have to-
they are getting pretty big. And, you know, some of the colocaceae are technically hardy here, but
Like this one behind you.
the
That one stays. We
that
don't
one
take-
is true. That one's pink china. That one is
cool.
truly a hardy Oregon colocaceae right there. But the other ones that are maybe a zone 8 colocaceae, it's the water in the winter that kills them. And I've tried so many different things to try and overwinter them. And even if you are lucky enough to do it in June, you've got to like a little plan about this stall, you know. You're like,
Yeah.
it's not going to give me any gratification for the year.
And when you say it's a true Oregon plant, I mean it's.
Or hardy, a true Oregon hardy.
Hardy.
Okay, yeah.
Not native.
Yeah,
Not
not
native.
native.
A fuchsia and your eucomis and your hosta. That's a beautiful combo there.
I think the part we've had fun with is that not everything is tropical. We've used just sometimes basic plants you find in the nursery and just find the right texture and color to try to make it look tropical.
Yeah.
It's not all like if you were in Southern California or in Florida. It's
Exactly,
like
because
you-
you can't dig out every plant in the garden.
no, not at all. Not by any means. And most of it, we do have quite a few good bones of evergreen, so it doesn't completely go away. The bed behind us mostly goes away, but there's still some small dwarf conifers in there. But definitely
But
try to make it
yeah.
so there's something to look at in the wintertime.
Yeah, and this looks pretty. I mean, you have the Fatsia and the Rhodie and the Schefflera
And
and
Mahonia.
yeah.
So we have some structure still left at the end of the season, but it definitely has its peak now.
What's blooming here?
Annual euphorbia
Oh.
right there. Yeah, we throw some annuals in here and there. Just castor beans, you know, you just buy a pack of seeds of castor beans and
Sometimes things that you consider as houseplants too will plant out
Yeah.
that would normally be in a
Yeah.
house. I mean, tropical, but we'll plant them for the season.
yeah, and I think mixing those non-hardy with hardy
Yeah.
Yeah.
plants, even in containers, I think is a good. You know, we have a tropical Blechnum braziliensis tree fern, but then you have some mondo grass at the base and some celery that are hardy down there. So I think mixing both hardy and non-hardy stuff in a container is good too.
Such a beautiful red new growth and
Yeah.
just kind of leathery feeling.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Another Pyrosea shearii. Another one of my Pyrosea problems. There's kind of like an Arisaemas. There's never been a Pyrosea I haven't liked. So not super common. You usually have to go to the plant sales and things like that. To find them.
But maybe by the end of your lifetime, you'll be happy if they're more common.
Satisfied.
Yeah, we are trying to produce some more at Little Prince too, and trying to get them out. You know, we don't try to get stuff to the masses, but we try to get it to maybe a few more gardeners. Virginia Dumbo right here, it really adds nice texture. And
Oh yeah, that is so pretty. And so that probably has a beautiful flower in the spring.
It does, yeah.
And then I love how you guys use succulents like this too. It's a really beautiful tapestry.
Well, Mike did all that design, so even though he says I have the color and texture, he did this himself.
Very
The same as the one on the
cool.
other side too. So just clustering and mixing together, and then it's fun to see it climb up the wall as well.
Did it take a while for that to fill in, or was
Not
it pretty
really.
quickly?
We like to plant tight though. You know, that's how we kind of spread something apart like that, and we put a plant in there. So tie this back, tie that back, and then we'll put it in there. Love the tree ferns. Not truly hardy to Oregon, but we wrap the trunks once a year. Just you put insulation around the trunk and the crown. That's the part that's most important to protect.
Do you leave these free?
We leave them free, but sometimes if it's going to get really cold, we'll just tie them together and wrap it just for a day or two just to get through the cold. You don't have to, but I've found that if you preserve those leaves through the winter, in the spring it's just so much more robust that it doesn't have to regrow all the leaves. But it will. You can, as long as you protect the crown and the trunk, you can let the leaves completely die off and it'll flush new growth with that. And so these tree ferns are pretty old plants, and I came across those about 10, maybe 12 years ago. They were clear cutting hillsides in Tasmania, and Dixonia just grows like a weed over there. And so instead of just throwing all these things away, they threw them in a shipping container, sent them to the West Coast, and we just got a call and said, hey, we got all these tree fern logs, you guys want some? So we bought 6 of them, and 4 of them ended up in this garden.
Very cool.
Yeah, so they're, that one's probably 25, 30-year-old plant right there.
Amazing.
They grow super slow, but I love them. They just add such a nice tropical feel to the garden as well.
And it's like you protected these things for how many winters now? That's
Quite a few.
that's a relationship right there.
Yeah, there's been
Lots
some
of
stressful
sleepless nights.
stressful,
Really?
Oh yeah, no, we've had definitely where Mike has definitely had some super stressful nights with it, and I've appreciated it, but boy, there's been some worry.
Yeah, and I will say though that after not this last winter, but the previous one, that it was just really cold, and we were 15 degrees here for 36 hours straight. There was a whole week where we didn't even get above freezing. That I learned a lot about these plants, and that I stressed, like Megan said, for the whole week. I'm like, this is the year, this is the year after all these years of having them, this is the year they're gone. And, I did a little extra protection during that time, but they came through totally fine. So it gave me confidence, I think, that winter, that our stuff is really hardier than you might think. They can handle those every once in a while, super harsh winters.
Yeah.
I love the little sign there. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
The sign was something I had thought about, and Mike and my oldest daughter McKenna got that for me for a holiday. I can't remember what day, Mother's Day.
We found a place down in Florida that would make those, and you just tell them where you want to go.
Essentially, it's our bucket list of places that we want to get to. And if you haven't noticed, I'm a huge Jimmy Buffett fan. So I have Jimmy Buffett flair around, not too much to be too tacky, as Mike would say, but definitely it's a kind of the place of state of mind of where all the locations that we want to go to. And we haven't been to all of them yet. So it's all the tropical places that we would like to be at some point in time.
Yeah.
Our bucket list.
I'm so glad that Oregon's been able to keep you, even though maybe you want to live in the tropics. The garden helps.
Maybe one day, yeah, exactly. We do. We really want the ocean very badly. It's really a place of passion for both of us and our families. So one day, but we're able to to take some of the pictures. We're like in West Linn, Oregon. Who would ever guess that we were here with what we have, right? So we kind of get what we need here. It's a beautiful place to live. How lucky are we?
It's a great place to garden as well.
Yeah.
We're really fortunate in the
Hugely,
Northwest, too, to be able to grow a lot of things.
yeah.
Being from Colorado, that it's hard gardening in Colorado.
Yeah.
Right? There's very limited things you can grow there, but here there is a lot of stuff you can grow.
Yeah.
So you got your hot tub.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You can sit in there.
And yeah, you have so many wonderful rooms to sit in too. So many sections.
Yeah,
That's what's fun. I love that you get a different perspective of the same plant. So like you would look at it from one spot and then you're in another spot, like just the begonia would be totally different on the other side. So it's kind of really fun to see how it evolves with the sunlight too.
Well, thank you guys for bringing me through Margaritaville back here. Like,
it's great to have you. Really appreciate
Absolutely,
you
I
coming
feel
out.
honored to be a part of
Yeah.
it. So thank you.
okay. And you mentioned a book. Is there
Yes,
another way?
we have the book. I'll grab it real quick.
Oh,
So
cool.
this came out in April.
You know, as gardening books go, oftentimes they're like, yeah, it's a gardening book, right? But this one is done really well. It's on some really nice quality paper. It was put together really nice.
And is it all people from Portland?
Mostly
Northwest, yeah.
Cool.
And I love that it's the stories of the gardeners. So as you're reading through, it's really fun to see. I think I love that part of it. She really tied in her art,
Amazing.
her artistry and keen eye for photography with the stories of the gardeners. So definitely
Cool.
one to check out.